universities, it means that some of the higher education institutions are left neglected without your attention, guys. And I think that American universities need outstanding and smart students like you. This is one of the most important slides that we have. It's the system of the United States higher education. So I will introduce you to the scheme. We are right at the bottom of this picture. It's the high school diploma. This is the one that you get upon your graduation from school. And you have two pathways. On the left, you have 4-year university or college. On the right, you have the community college. I will tell you about the pros and cons of both these options so you can have an understanding which direction to go. So if you are planning to study at the 4-year university or college, you pass your SATs and IELTS, you take these tests and you write your essays and you prepare the application package, and then you apply there and you study for 4 years at the same institution. Maybe you want to transfer, no problem. Then upon these 4 years at your college or university, you receive a bachelor's degree. So why am I saying college or university? Well, despite the fact that in Kazakhstan, college is not something nice, in the United States, there is no difference. There are some cases where it is, but it's just minor case. So no difference, college or university, 4-year institutions. And why are they called colleges? Well, it's just some historical issue. They were called colleges when they had only bachelor's degrees on campus, but then they expanded. They have master's degrees and PhD, and they have the right to be called universities. But it would be some kind of shock for the graduates when your college became university, and it doesn't sound very familiar to you. So there were cases when colleges were renamed to universities and the graduates and alumni were protesting against it. So colleges abandoned this practice. And I would say, don't be afraid of the word college in the United States. It's awesome. You know, the famous Colby College, it's always mentioned in TV series and films. You may know, maybe, about Bates College or Kenyon College, liberal arts colleges. I would highlight the fact that liberal arts colleges are as amazing as your favorite Ivy League universities. So liberal arts colleges, my favorite, I love them because they offer very high quality education in the basic disciplines such as physics, math, chemistry, biology, and many, many others. So there is the myth and stereotype that liberal arts colleges are called in our country College Гуманитарных наук. But I would say that it's not all about humanities. Yes, they are strong, and there is the huge diversity of humanities and social science programs, but they can teach you chemistry, physics, and any science in a very, very proper and academic and high quality way. So if you're a fan of Grey's Anatomy, you know maybe that Christina Yan studied at Smith College, which is liberal arts college and also women's college, and then she went to Stanford. So if you are not thinking that you are ready for Harvard or Stanford or MIT, you can go to any liberal arts college, which is very competitive, and then go to any other great school that you want. So I will tell you about more pathways to this education in the United States. So one of them is a 4-year college university, maybe it's a liberal arts college. And then you receive your bachelor's degree right away. Also, you can use the opportunity to take the internship that are called OPT or CPT, and the academic counselors on the site at the university will be happy to tell you about this. Okay, but if you want, you can write an email or WhatsApp me and I can tell you more about that. If we will have some time today, I will tell you about this as well. So, 4-year college university, that's great. But on the right-hand side, we have community college, and maybe there's the other stereotype that we have in our country. Some people think that community college is PTU, where you can study to be a craftsman, to be a cook, to be a, I don't know, a construction worker. But community college in the United States is a great opportunity to, one, save money, two, receive individual attention from professors, and three, uh, you can get high quality education and then transfer to 4-year institution, but it will be a very smooth transition with less cultural shock and, well, with less stress for you guys. So let's talk about these 3 benefits in particular. So one, I told you about the price. Because 4-year college or university, state or private, they have fees, and these fees are quite expensive. On average, state university can cost $40,000, or maybe private college can cost $50,000, and that's only the tuition cost. Whereas community college offers you the very good education at like $3,000 or $8,000, maybe a little less, a little more, but still, you are saving money for the first 2 years. And as it's mentioned on the diagram, you have the same content because the United States higher education system allows you flexibility. So during the first 2 years, when you study on campus, you are allowed to change your majors. I had some students who started studying aerospace engineering, but then they realized that graphic design can be a good job too, and they transferred from aerospace engineering to graphic design, which are completely different fields, and they are happy on campus, and academic counselors are helping them a lot. So one, you're saving money, a lot of money, I would say. Second, individual attention from the professor. Just imagine that you are on campus of Ohio State University and you have 60,000 students, and there are like 18 students per one, that many students, and there are like 8 or 9 students per professor. So that means you can stop by the professor's office, ask, have some coffee, and be happy with it. Okay, so my computer is saying that there is a problem with the audio, but I hope it's fine. Okay, so let me continue then, if it's fine. So I told you about the individual attention, but I would say about one more benefit is that it's a disadvantage and advantage 2 in 1. So disadvantage is that you don't have the dorm on campus of the community college because you live in the community. And I would say that this is, at the same time, this is the advantage that you don't live on campus with 60,000 students when you can be invisible, but you are living in the community of people who are proud of their community college and they know about this community college, and a lot of people work on campus of this community college. And you live in a small community, well, I would say even the family. And third advantage that I told you is that you can transfer to the 4-year institution. How it happens, usually community colleges have special agreements with the universities in within the state. For example, if we have De Anza, okay, if we have De Anza Community College, okay, my computer's going crazy, sorry. De Anza Community College, and it's located in the state of California. De Anza College has agreement with the universities in the state, with UCLA, UC Berkeley. So if you manage to have a very good GPA of like 3.6, 3.5, you are transferred automatically. Also, you can apply for any kind of scholarship available. Then If you think that after 2 years of studying at Pasadena City College and you think that, okay, this California state is not for me, I want to transfer to Minnesota, which is north, and the climate is pretty much like in Kazakhstan. You transfer to Minnesota, and your academic counselor will still be happy to help you to transfer. So let's say that you have two pathways: 4-year institution or 2-year institution with the transfer. And I would not, how to say, underestimate the community college value. Um, there is even the fact that I tell everyone during the presentation is that the former president Barack Obama and his wife Michelle Obama, they were huge fans of community colleges, and they even wanted to make them free for everyone. And with the community college education, you can achieve success. There were cases when kids were transferring from community college to competitive institutions and gaining scholarships. So it doesn't mean that I'm offering you something bad. I would say that's right on the opposite. I'm offering you a lot of opportunities and a lot of options that you can pursue. Upon your completion of the bachelor's degree, you can apply for the master's degree and then to your PhDs, or maybe you graduate with your bachelor's degree, you have some work experience, and then right after having some work experience, you can apply to PhD studies. So that depends on you. That depends on your ambitions, dreams, and I hope that there's something useful for you, because I'm gonna say something about some cases. So this slide is to not to promote the Ivy League institutions. There is no need in promoting. They are famous. There's also a Stanford, MIT, and I want you to pay attention more to the little Ivies that maybe you didn't know about. Maybe you'll Google it and check if that's reliable. I would say that these colleges are way better for someone. There is the motto for every advisor, and I would say that I appreciate when people don't go after the big name, right? They prefer to find something that suits them. For example, maybe you're applying to like any Ivy League institutions, and then you feel like you don't fit, or maybe it's too, I don't know, too much for you, and it's not okay for you to be there. But maybe your dream university was somewhere in Vermont, and it was Middlebury College, which has like more than 2,000 students, not 15,000. And the admissions officers will know about you, the professors will know you, and you will not be lost. You will feel like you're home, and you will feel like you're fitting. I always make the example with the expensive Chanel dress or expensive Dior dress. It may be posh, it may be expensive, it may be something that everyone wants, but it might not fit for you personally. Maybe it will be hard to breathe in. Maybe it will be, I don't know, it will feel like you don't belong there, right? So that's why I am thinking about finding your dream. Maybe you will find the dress, which is quite simple, the dress that not everyone's paying attention to, but it's beautiful and it fits your taste. So finding the right fit, finding the perfect fit is something that advisors care about more than, um, well, being admitted to Harvard. But if your dream is Harvard, it means that we will help you. Well, um, whatever you desire. Next slide is my favorite. It's about the women's colleges. I appreciate the opportunity of the American education system, that it gives opportunities to everyone. I'm happy to see how the girls from Kazakhstan go to women's colleges and they start how do you say unleash they start unleashing their potential, and they start being not afraid to have their own voice. They are not afraid to show that they are smarter than they seem to be. So there are 7 women's colleges, let's say it's like women's Ivies, that offer high quality education. There are always some myth around them that, well, it's full of okay, I forgot the word. Um, it's like it's full of monashki, and that these rules are very strict. No, I would say that this is the place where you can be yourself, like truly yourself. You can show your ambitions and become the head of student government. You can be creative, and show your potential with um, being the head of the I don't know, Wellesley College Radio. So if you are a girl here attending this webinar and you want to experience something great, please look at women's colleges. One of the greatest graduates from women's colleges is Hillary Clinton. She's the most famous Wellesley girl, and I would say that this is the role model for some of you, maybe. So I gave you the options for your colleges: liberal arts colleges, community colleges, women's colleges, and there's always something right for you. Let's talk about the application process itself. Um, so 4,000 institutions. It's a very competitive process because thousands of kids apply. It's demanding because you have to write your essay, write recommendation letters. Um, yes, you will write these recommendation letters. Then you will pass SAT test, you will take the IELTS or Duolingo English test. It's exhausting. Sometimes you will lose your power, sometimes you lose your motivation, but I think it's possible and you can do this. There will be ups and downs, and it's still possible. So why is it so important? I always do the statistical thing. For example, okay, now I will tell you about this example a little bit later. Yes. So what do you need for the successful admission? So some checklist for you guys. You can take a note of that, or maybe you can, well, take a screenshot or take a picture of this. So we start with the common application or CommonApp. This is the platform that can help you apply to multiple universities. Then there are standardized tests: SAT, ACT, and then IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo. And there is a slide to each of these application package items. Then we have recommendation letters, CommonApp essays, supplemental essays, and interviews. I will tell you in the next few minutes the importance of each and what do you have to do with them. Alrighty. So, what do you need to know about the admission process, first of all? To be a successful applicant, you need to have a clear strategy. Where do you want to go? What do you need to think about? And I believe that you're like 10, 11th graders at Narbath Intellectual School, so it's a great time to think about this. Then you have to think about your marketing strategy. How are you going to sell yourself to the university so they will want you to have on campus? I will tell you about the theme that should cover your whole package, and you should think about your marketing and strategy, well, from this very day. And I hope that your teachers, supervisors, I hope that your friends can help you with the strategy. Okay, so is it possible to apply with IB score and without SAT? Yes, it is possible, and I will tell you a little bit later with the standardized testing stuff, how policies have changed with this pandemic situations. We call it pandemic admissions right now. Then this process is very competitive. That's why you need the strategy in marketing. It's not just like, okay, I'm gonna collect the sold documents and send it right away, and I'm going to MIT right now. No, so it's competitive. Just a little picture for you with that very case that I told you about. There are 244,000 kids applying to Ivy League schools. So 244,000. Among these 244,000 kids, 14,000 will be admitted to Ivy League schools. So 14,000 in 8 Ivy League schools. And among these 14, so that means that 230,000 students will be rejected, unfortunately. Among these 14,000 kids, there will be recruit athletes because athletes bring a lot of money to the universities. Then there will be children of generous alumni because this is the legacy part and it has some role to play. Then there are alumni of rich, famous, and powerful because students also work on their strategies and marketing. Universities and colleges also want some publicity that, for example, Emma Watson is attending Brown. Okay, that's a good press coverage for everyone. Then we have non-traditional applicants and we have third generation students. So non-traditional applicants, these are outstanding kids. For example, the girl from Mongolia who can do the eagle hunting stuff. So she's non-traditional applicant. Or the boy who survived the school shooting. So he is also famous. He's not traditional. He's outstanding applicant. And then there are first generation students. Um, you maybe you know that in the United States, not every family can afford higher education. It's very pricey. And there are some students who are the first ones to attend college or university. So I would say that this is the most beautiful part of education in the United States. They grant opportunities to everyone. Okay, so that's competitive, that's tough. So I will give you some tools for you guys so you can craft your own application that will be very competitive. And in order to craft successful application, you need to know what colleges are looking for, what admission officers are looking at. Strong academic performance, of course, it matters. Your SAT scores, your IB scores, AP scores, maybe your A-level scores, GPA, IELTS, TOEFL. But behind these numbers, there should be a cohesive theme that you represent. It's all about the American culture. They don't need the person with greatest numbers. They need um, the the true the person with the true self. For example, there is the cohesive team of the boy who loves studying Spanish. Maybe he is a descendant of immigrants and he knows how difficult it was for his family to settle. And for example, he's the first generation student because, well, his parents are immigrants. He will represent a great theme. He knows Spanish. He has some cultural background with and some background with his family. Um, then he will say that he knows how hard it is to leave everything behind, to leave country, family, everything, just to have better opportunities. And he will write in his essay about his family background, and he will say that he wants to go back to Latin America and develop some, I don't know, schools to give a proper education to those kids. So that will make him a very good applicant, not because he had very high test scores, just because he is representing the theme with personal motivation. Then personal statements do matter. It's what you say with your essays, it's what you say with your supplemental essays, and that's what you say with your application and motivation. And of course, personal statements are supported by your extracurricular activities. How well you spend your time. It's not about watching movies and TV series, it's all about how efficiently you use and manage your time. There are two kinds of components, objective and subjective. Objective, transcript, test scores, everything that shows numbers. Subjective, everything that shows you. And let's talk about the transcript. This transcript slide applies more to the schools where you can actually choose your subjects like AP levels, IB diploma, because admission officers are looking for like, are you challenging yourself or are you just like flowing smoothly and you don't see the motivation in studying harder than anyone else? So I would say this is not that important because I think in Azerbaijan intellectual NIS schools offer a a quite challenging curriculum, and you are, guys, well-rounded. You challenge yourself with a lot of classes, and maybe you are doing Olympiad stuff. So all I can suggest you guys is to plan ahead your subjects. I know that some of you don't know what to study yet, and what do you want to um, dedicate your life to. But you can start planning, for example, I know, studying chemistry and biology more, just because you want to be some biochemical engineer, maybe. Okay, now about the exam scores that you can apply without. So we call it pandemic admissions, and IELTS, TOEFL, ACT, SAT, SHE subjects are all optional by many universities. I appreciate the efforts to make it optional because not everyone has the opportunity to take these tests. Some test centers are closed. Some kids who go to other countries to take the test cannot cross the border, and they completely understand it. So that is why the subjective components are stronger than ever. But still, you have 2 more years or 1 more year to plan, and you should not be in panic or under stress. You can plan ahead all this process with test taking, test prep, and do great. Then there is a theme that you need to work on. That's how you can convince your admission officer that you are the right person on campus. It connects all your components. For example, you will have a lot of activities in volunteering, helping animals, donating, tutoring. It will show your validity, and that's good that you are already volunteering. Then maybe you will write your essay about how you saw that people are very cruel to homeless animals. Then you will have different honors in biology Olympiads. So biology Olympiads, helping out in the приют для бездомных животных, then studying biology and doing a lot of stuff will create a theme that you are a person with a great heart, and your intention to study environmental science, for example, is something that supports your application. So there should be something that should be visible in from any angle, and that something should show that you're not just the person who wants to study at American institution, you are the person who wants to become something important in the future with the help of these universities. So why marketing strategy are important? Because admission officers will not spend more than 15 minutes. So it's the culture of making elevator pitches, and you have to convince them why you are the best, why you are a perfect fit. But I would say don't try to fit into the university rules. Try to show yourself so they can see that you are a perfect fit for them. Okay? Don't try to fit. Be yourself, and then you will find the college of your dreams. Essay. I would say that right now we're spending a lot of time on it. There is no right topic for the essay. There is no right essay to write. There are no limits. It should portray you and your values and your strong sides and everything that you want to show. For example, if I read the essay how a girl wants to study IT, but her mother, married a guy when she was 19, and she had no opportunity to finish college. And the girl sees her dreams coming true if she will apply efforts. And she is not like angry at her mom, and she's not pissed with it, but she sees all the support from her mom. So this is showing the values such as family values, right? She loves her mother and respects her decisions, and she receives all the support from her mother. So it also shows her determination that she wants to study IT despite everything in her life. Then she maybe wrote in her essay that she has two more sisters that need the role model who can be brave enough to pursue her dream, and that will show the value that she has some she has some guts to show this because no one in her family does it. So in your essay, you should not say something out loud, but you need to show it so the admission officer will see how well you deliver the message. How unique are your values and what kind of value you will bring to the college and what kind of asset, a very valuable asset, you will be on campus. And the essay will show what are you living with, what is your passion, what you cannot live without, what kind of student will get on campus. I would say that this is your um, opportunity that is 650 words long to impress the admissions and show who you truly are. It's not about writing what is your major, why are you trying to study biochemistry. It's all about you. That's why I appreciate the admissions in the United States. It's all about the personality. It's all about the dreams and values, and not just plain statistics and dry documents. Okay, this is the very quick slide. There's not much to tell you about, but there's a lot for you to do. So upon the completion of this presentation, maybe you will open the CommonApp website and try to fill it, or maybe to create your profile. More than 900 university colleges are using this, and I would say that's a lot. There is also the Coalition app, and it offers, well, a little less fewer universities than this. So using Common App, you can apply from this one platform to 20 universities, not more than that. And it updates every 1st of August. So maybe you will start feeling this today, but then in 2021, on August 1st, they will ask you, do you want to keep your data or you want to delete it? And you will just click the button, keep my data, save it, and apply. But I would say that planning in advance, filling Common App in advance will save you some time. And recommendation letters. Unfortunately, our education system is not perfect, and you will have to write recommendation letters yourself. 2 recommendation letters from teachers, and 1 recommendation from high school counselor, maybe классный руководитель, and any additional recommendation letters from your coaches or teachers if your major requires. Or if maybe you want to give more background of you. So how to choose 2 recommendation letters from teachers. If you are applying to, let's say, aerospace engineering, it can be your teacher of physics and teacher of math. So that's the standard approach, but some colleges require 2 completely different recommendation letters. One from the teacher of science, let's say physics, and another recommendation letter should be from the teacher of Russian or English language. They need to see how well-rounded you are and how diverse you are, how many talents you have. Then the deadlines that you need to be ready in advance. So if it's said, well, early deadline, November 1, which is pretty close, it doesn't mean that you have to submit your documents on October 31st, like a lot of students do. So I would recommend to submit your documents in October. And the regular deadline and early decision 2 deadline is in January. So I always suggest my students the sooner, the earlier, the better. But if you don't have any opportunity to take tests or there are some family issues, there is always January 1st. This is the huge thing. This is the biggest deadline that we can ever have. And you can receive, well, 3 letters. The first one and the most favorable is that you get accepted. Second, unfortunate, is rejection. And third one is deferral. Deferral can be received only during the November deadline. So you apply November 1st. In the mid-December, you get your deferral letter, and that means that your early decision, early action becomes regular decision. But it's nothing scary. The university is just like thinking like, okay, you're good, but let's see what comes in January. So this is why applying January is not that scary. Okay, we have one special project that I love. It's College Prep Club. It's for competitive students who study in 9, 10 grades or 10, 11 grades of Nazarbayev Intellectual School. And if you want to apply, there is a WhatsApp number, but it will be on the next slide as well. So what's the case with this project? During the academic year, we are preparing you for all the stuff. I know that like 40 minutes is not enough to tell you all and everything. And it requires a lot of time and questions and talking and discussing, or maybe some kind of psychological therapy to know who do you want to be and give you more motivation. This project has started in 2016 and is still working, and there are some good cases. Um, I'm just not the type of the person who is like blowing trumpet and saying like, "Oh, my kids go to XYZ schools." Um, we sometimes have presentations with them, and they tell about themselves. Alrighty, so I would say that these are our contacts, and we are open for questions. We have some time for this, so I'll be happy for any questions that you guys have. If we don't have enough time for your questions, there are WhatsApp numbers, there are emails, there are Instagram accounts, anything that you can contact me with. Okay, so call for questions, any kind of. I love all kinds of questions, and I never think that there is a stupid question or unnecessary questions. All questions are good. Okay, and regarding the phone numbers, there is one that says office, and this is the office WhatsApp number, and this is the mobile phone for our director. If you want to text me directly, this is the one right at the bottom. It's 393-5989. Okay, Zarina. Oh, yes, please, Zarina, please ask.
Здравствуйте еще раз. Меня зовут Ирина. Я хочу перейти на русский, чтобы кому-либо еще, если комфортно задавать на русском, либо на казахском, делали это на любом языке. Можно писать в чат-бокс, либо включать микрофон, как я, и задавать напрямую. Ну, я уже большая девочка, работаю в посольстве давно, но никогда не училась в Штатах. Мой вопрос такой. Вот из всех описанных вами примеров всегда аппликант должен как будто бы выступать в роли жертвы. Но если я, допустим, росла в хорошей семье, я не знаю, ну, у меня просто такое было представление, да, в полной семье, у меня есть мама, папа, я не нуждаюсь ни в чем. Могу ли я составить application на основании этого, там, что у меня есть желание сделать там, семьи полноценными, и поэтому я иду там на психолога?
Да, я упоминаю эти экзамплы, потому что в основном я работаю в Караганде, в Павлодаре, и slow income families, или так получается. Но у меня есть еще и дети, которые вот есть вот с отличным, как вы сказали, с таким же кейс-стадией. Есть и мама, и папа, и все хорошо, и все отлично, и учились в хорошей школе. Такие дети поступают и очень даже успешно. Вы можете сделать упор на свои достижения, вы можете сделать упор на свою мотивацию, потому что если у человека что-то горят глаза, горит желание и что-то улучшить, исправить, и он видит проблему, и видит проблему в настоящем, не просто сказать: «Ой, я там в интернете читал, что у нас global warming, и я хочу всех спасти». Такого нет. Но если человек пишет, как вот один кейс-стадий, тоже девочка, например, написала эссе, то, что как-то она увидела какого-то ребенка, кажется, с ДЦП или, да, кажется, с ДЦП. И ей ее мама всегда ограждала от всего какого-то постороннего. И мама ей сказала, не нужно обращать внимание на таких детишек, не смотри на них и так далее и тому подобное. И эта девочка говорит: я росла в таком пузыре, я вообще, у меня жизнь прекрасная. И потом как-то она решила поволонтерить и попала вот в такой вот центр, где детишки с особенностями развития. И она писала эссе про то, как у нее раскрылись глаза. Говорит: я жила в пузыре, и я увидела много значительно, что я могу исправить, имея возможности, которые мне дали родители. И это показывало университету ее большую, ее большое сердце, ее большую мотивацию, и то, что она не сосредоточена только на себе, а она еще может, имея возможности, давать другим людям. Поэтому можно показать разные values, и каждый студент, каждый, кто подает США, может показать какой-то свой уголок, какой-то свой правильный ракурс, какой-то И не всегда это негативное, иногда это очень даже позитивное. Можно использовать даже свою любовь к предмету. Можно написать «я люблю химию и вижу химию не как все», и описать это с экзамплами. Можно показать любовь к предмету, можно показать любовь к своему делу, можно показать что угодно. Самое главное, не что вы показываете, а важно, как вы это показываете, потому что довольно примитивные вещи могут казаться всем одинаковыми, но не кому-то одному. Поэтому, Зарина, если вы, например, видите то, что, окей, я росла в хорошей семье, и я хочу счастья для всех, это показывает, что а, у вас есть семейные ценности, и у вас есть доброе сердце, которое готово помогать остальным. Я надеюсь, я ответила на вопрос.
Окей, я поняла коротко, что
Окей.
это все в ценностях, values.
Да.
А можно я еще добавлю?
Так.
Вчера я была на вебинаре, как раз там тоже вот американские вузы рассказывали об эссе. И одна женщина, ну, admission officer, да, она сказала о том, что она читала такое эссе, которое никогда не забудет. То есть и это эссе было не о том, что вот как ребенок пробежал марафон или достиг чего-то, а это было эссе о том, как, будучи маленьким ребенком, он организовал день рождения для своей младшей сестренки. И все было настолько детально, что она говорит, до сих пор, сколько бы эссе я не читала, я до сих пор помню в деталях это эссе. Чем оно, скажем так, выигрышным, да, показалось? Тем, что, во-первых, это отвечает на вопрос, что делает тебя самой собой, или что делает тебя самим собой, да? What makes you you? На этот вопрос как бы ответил. И тот момент, когда в первый раз ребенок впервые осчастливил кого-то. То есть это показывает какую-то ценность, и не обязательно, да, на самом деле американские вузы не любят, когда кто-то выступает, скажем так, в роли жертвы, наоборот, вы берете такую ответственность за свою жизнь, неважно, да, какая бы это ни была ситуация, но вы показываете, как вы справились. Вообще эссе — это показатель того, можете ли вы свои мысли организовать. Это как sample of writing work. И в то же время действительно люди хотят больше узнать о ваших ценностях, что вы из себя представляете, что для вас важно. Это может только, ну, такое уникальное, на самом деле, уникальное, у каждого будет уникальное эссе, ответы, и не думайте, что вот эти шаблоны, они будут выигрышными, потому что я очень много слышала о том, что ребенок мог написать о том, что, например, просто о своей семье, что еще, ну, то есть такое нестандартное, и ты никогда не знаешь, как оно, да, воспримется. То есть какая бы у вас ни была история, background, вы всегда можете представить его очень выгодно. Просто нужно подумать и сделать его искренним. Тогда оно, во-первых, в памяти останется, потому что всегда помните о том, что admission officers, они читают 100, 200, не знаю, там, 800 эссе, и ваше, оно должно запомниться. Вот, ну, один из таких ключевых моментов.
Да, и еще даже есть кейс-стадии, может быть, вы видели на просторах Инстаграма, есть девочка Анеля Абдекаримова, которая учится в Barnard College of Columbia University. Мы с ней писали эссе, это тоже счастливый ребенок, и нет никакого там страдания. Вообще, когда вы пишете эссе, вам нужно быть не victim, so don't be a victim, be a victor. So always show how victorious you are. Но у Анели было тоже очень простое, милое эссе, она писала про любовь к бабушке, она вообще писала то, что я буду чувствовать себя хорошо, когда если бабушка будет держать меня за руку. И кому-то покажется, это очень простая вещь, но и она говорит, вот этот момент, когда бабушка держит меня за руку, это самое лучшее в жизни. Или другой мальчик писал эссе про скажем так, с казахским бэкграундом, потому что он писал про то, что я это атасының баласы, и он писал про все, чему ему научил дедушка. Поэтому не нужно стесняться какого-то своего бэкграунда. Если это без этого вы не вы, то обязательно это нужно хайлайтнуть в этом эссе. Так, дальше. Can we apply for both EDEA and regular, even if we were rejected? Да, допустим, дедлайн идет ноябрь 1. По Early Decision Deadline вы выбираете, допустим, Middlebury College. Early Action Deadline вы выбираете еще 2 или 1 колледж. Потом вы были реджектнуты. Такое бывает. That's the life. И на январский дедлайн вы опять же можете подавать. Вы можете даже подать в один и тот же колледж, потому что вы очень упорны и все равно туда хотите. Но когда вы будете подавать во второй раз, вам нужно будет некоторые компоненты уже поменять. Поэтому вы можете готовиться и на ноябрьский, и на январский дедлайн. А еще лучше, как я советую своим детям, подавать на ноябрь, как только соберут документы на ноябрь, начинаешь готовиться к январю. То есть они не ждут середины декабря, чтобы думать, подавать на январь. Нет, мы всегда готовы. Так, college prep goes online or offline. College prep у нас сейчас идет только онлайн из-за карантинных мер, и мы не можем размещать очень много детей, поэтому college prep только онлайн. Так, schedule of college prep. Сессии у нас будут 2-3 раза в месяц. И у нас будет одна сессия по college prep, по admission process, и одна сессия по IELTS и SAT prep. Но это будет раз в месяц, поэтому я бы сказала, что не рассчитывать на IELTS и SAT prep раз в месяц, а уже заниматься еще и самим. Можно ли поступать на бизнес-психологию, выбирая на профильной химию и физику? На профильный, это если в школе химия и физика, да, можно. Потому что они знают, что вы дети, которым 15, 16, 17 лет, на вашем профильном химия и физика ваша жизнь не заканчивается. Вы можете поменять на бизнес, поменять на психологию, вы можете поступить на бизнес в университет, а потом поменять на психологию во время первого года обучения, а потом во время второго года обучения поменять на какой-нибудь бизнес-менеджмент. И это вполне нормально. Не нужно бояться менять направление, не нужно бояться экспериментировать. Это ведь вся прелесть образования в США. Flexibility. Так, AT, can I ask? Yes, please.
Здравствуйте. Вы меня слышите, да?
Да.
Вот это я спрашивала. Я хотела бы спросить, вот вы приводили такие примеры, как, например, когда дети поступали на биотехнологию, на строение, да, самолетов, но и это все они как бы аргументировали тем, что хотят решить какую-то глобальную проблему, так? А вот, допустим, если мне нравится дизайн, он же не решает никаких глобальных проблем, например. Тогда в таком случае какая должна быть мотивация?
Мотивация просто учиться и быть хорошим специалистом в своей сфере. Например, если хотите на график-дизайн, хочу создавать красоту. Хотеть создавать красоту – это тоже хорошая мотивация. Если вы хотите поступать на, скажем, что может там быть, на fine arts, потому что вы живете тем, что вы выступаете, поете, пожалуйста. Если это делает вас счастливым, то уже хорошо. Поэтому есть еще такой миф, что если вы подаете на STEM disciplines, физика, химия, математика, то вам дадут больше стипендий. И это совершенно неправильно, потому что стипендии дают не на специальность, стипендии дают человеку.
Можно я еще добавлю?
Хорошо, спасибо.
Вот смотрите, iPhone, да, он славится своим дизайном. Ну, то есть сотовые телефоны, которые могут быть намного, да, дают какую-то больше свободу по операционной системе, очень много там параметров, но iPhone, он всегда привлекает своим дизайном. Вы можете, ну, неважно, да, где вы вот застопорились, не можете решиться, вам нужно задать себе разные вопросы. А почему? А почему? Да? Ну, то есть, есть ли другие примеры в мире, где дизайн важен, либо креативность важна и так далее. Поэтому вы всегда можете найти выход и ответ нужный. Он всегда есть внутри вас, но задавайте себе разные вопросы. Если даже не знаете, какие вопросы задать, просто в Гугле забейте вот такой brainstorming questions или creative questions, и тогда вы найдете ответ. Ну, то есть, мне кажется, вашей ситуации, да, дизайн — это как, ну, для меня это прям obvious, что iPhone, он выигрывает своим дизайном, он привлекает, и за счет этого маркетинг, он просто растет. И это одна из таких ключевых привлекательных как бы, нюансов, которые помогают росту торговли. Ну, очень много плюсов, которые вы можете найти.
Да. А еще есть такое эссе интересное, которое я читала, там тоже нет каких-то решений глобальных проблем, там просто мальчик описывает, как он себя искал. И он говорит, когда мне было там 7 лет, я работал с папой в гараже, там что-то строгал, пилил и так далее, и мне понравилось компоновать, склеивать детальки и сколачивать их. Потом он пошел в школу, ему понравилась физика, математика и науки, и он говорит, ой, я все равно еще не знаю, что я хочу делать. Потом он пошел в art school, и он говорит, ой, в art school я научился отличать цвета, я теперь знаю, как различать молочный и молочный и жемчужный цвет. И вроде бы читаешь ты эссе и думаешь, окей, мальчик, что ты хочешь мне сказать, потому что он написан эссе интересно, и вот эта вот любовь к монтированию, склеиванию, подпиливанию вещей, к математике, высчитыванию и так далее, и потом развлечение цветов, он вылил в то, что он хочет стать каким-то специалистом стоматологии, не помню название, но он хочет конструировать зубы и вставлять импланты людям. Это не решение какой-то глобальной проблемы, а это то, как он шел к тому, кем он хочет быть, через отличение цветов жемчужного от молочного, через пилить, строгать, колотить и через математику в школе. Поэтому